So welcome back to another Level Up Does. Today we'll be talking about this piece right here, which I painted for the 2015 BBL winner. Now today we'll be talking about where I got the miniature from, the theme behind the miniature, which is the most important thing, and some paint tips. So let's get into it. This miniature is painting for, firstly, the 2015 BBL. BBL is basically Beat Bin League. The short form for my name is Bin. So I really like playing two-player games. Thus, at the end of the year, when the person who beats me the most, which is not very hard, he gets a painted miniature from me. And thus, I'll paint this for this year's winner. Now, it might be a bit early for this year, but the thing is, his lead is really large, and on top of that, he's leaving the country. So I decided that more than likely, he's already won, so I painted it so that, I think you'll save a lot of trouble than waiting till the end of the year and then sending it over. Why not just give it to him now? On top of that, I'll be absolutely honest, several of the people I played the most two-player games have left the country and everything, so I don't know whether the competition will really continue in a way, it's because, arranging two-player games is actually quite tiring if you don't have a base around to, get the games going. Like example, people who would bother to read the rules and stuff like that. So now, where I got this miniature, when I was a kid, I got this diorama toy set of Godzilla. And he basically came with like a base. You can put Godzilla there, and then you can put this on the base too, like a stand. Because Godzilla fighting this spacecraft. I can't remember what it's called. I remember it's called the X something. And I always had the miniature. And when I asked Ryan, who basically is the winner, what he wanted this year, last year he got the Sir Loras High Elf miniature. He also won the 2014 BBL. He said he wanted something different other than fantasy, so instead of painting him like a space marine or something like that, I thought it'd be really cool to give something unique, which is like a spaceship, because with all the games nowadays coming out like Zia and all, he gets something really, literally, I think almost one of a kind, minus someone else who has this miniature. Now let's talk about the paint scheme and the theme behind the miniature. Now, his favorite colors are blue and yellow, as you can see right here, and what I thought is that he's a really good gamer, and his name is Ryan Myint. He's from Burma, but he studied in Oxford in London and everything. He's basically a British citizen. His surname is Myint, M-Y-I-N-T. Thus, I took a play on the words, and so I called it his capital ship right here, which I will call the Myint Condition, because when basically let's say he goes to a planet or that, when he says Myint Condition, it means unconditional surrender. If not, consequences. I came up with that theme first, and then I worked around it. So now I know this is his capital ship, and his favorite colors are blue and yellow. So I worked around it. As you can see, the main scheme is always blue and yellow with some reds there. Now the reason why I put the reds is because when I painted the miniature, originally all those panels that were supposed to be red was also supposed to be yellow, but I found it just needed to break out the miniature, and thus I painted it red. On top of that, I could give it a reason to be red, a lot of the red areas here, and on top of this area here, which is supposed to be the window paints and all that, you can see that it's got shine to it. I put PVA glue on there after I spray coated it to give it a shine, to make it like, I imagine like if it's space and you see all these flashing red lights and all that, I remember all those old like Steven Spielberg alien movies and all that, where you see the lights and everything, so somewhat inspired by that. I thought it'd be cool if it was red, like a warning, Myint Condition. When he gives the Myint Condition, if you see those flashing red lights in space, you better surrender. At first I was thinking that these, like anybody else, I was thinking like these would be the missiles. Alright, as you can see here, also there's these little pieces right here, these things that stick out. I thought they would be missiles too, but then when I painted it, like I say, when you go into theme, you start thinking about practicality, or how silly it would be to have your missiles right here for the enemy to shoot and explode. So instead, with me, this is his capital ship, and these are actually drop pods, transport pods, alright, over here, which they shoot down, and basically they're like the opening invasion force. And there are two more, as you can see here, and on top of that, if you actually see the Godzilla one, actually this piece right here, this area right here actually comes out, and it's another ship. Of course, this one's totally solid, but in the movie, alright, do I remember it can come out. So same thing here, it's like this detaches, and this is where Ryan will be with his capital commander quarters and everything. And when this part comes out, it's dangerous, because the two pots here in red is where his royal guard would be, and if those pots come out, that means it's totally, everybody dies. If the guard comes, just like Napoleon and everything, if the guard comes, it's over for you as the enemy. And so that's the theme behind this, and all the, you see the metal parts here. These are all like missile pods and everything, and I thought it pretty cool that these old really rubber plastic kind of miniature, I could have filled in, you see all the T's and 1995 and all that, but I thought to leave it in because it'd be pretty cool that basically it's like when the ship was made and everything. So I just left it there and did the highlighting around it. And also you can see those 4 metal spots there. That will be like the, how you say, the openings for escape pods and everything. And 2 black spots there for the landing pads right over there. And like every cool spaceship, you have the parts, at least in like 40K and everything, you have places where you can see into space. Alright, and so here's the dome where the guest quarters could be, where people bring to be in awe of space and everything, and those parts over there. I also put over with PVA glue so it has a bit of shine to it. And you can see, if I can get shine, you can see there's a shine on the red panels too. Alright, there's even 2 of the red panels over here. So as you can see, it's just basic idea of the capital ship. And over here is a stand which actually fits on this. But first let's talk about the base. The base used to be a gargoyle base from the old Warhammer 40K gargoyles. And what happened when I got it was, it's from my brother. And the thing is that it was really old. These were literally from the 90s. I think it was one of the first few miniatures he got, or rather batches of miniatures he got. It was very cloudy. And so what happened was that it looked really dirty. Even after you wash it, the grime won't come off. And so, at the end of it, I finished the miniature and everything, and it just felt wrong because the whole thing, just like I said, it looked really dirty. So I decided to spray it black and make a space theme on it, which is what I did over here. It's pretty simple. Using the gradual up of, like, you do a dotting gray around it first, and then dotting white on it, basically, and then after that using a blue wash around it to give everything that bluish tinge, and then you're doing the white on top of it again, and thus you get this. As you can see, the bluish tinge really helps in that more spacey theme, and to me, this is the first time we're doing it. It didn't come out as like pinpoint everything, but the thing, I was happy with how it looked. And also to me, it's like you're traveling through warp space, so everything looks a bit blurred. So I was thinking also that was pretty cool. I was about to do a more sharper look to the stars and everything, but I thought that whole traveling fast in space kind of thing with the blurred almost kind of stars really looks pretty cool, and so I just stuck with it. I'm happy with the results. And so let's show you the mounting on the stand, and there you go. It's the mint condition in space, and give you a kind of 360 around here. And this part, I'm really proud of this part. It's like basically the blasters coming out, and they're blasting off, giving propulsion. And this is done pretty simply. First you start, of course, with the reds, and you highlight up, leaving it to the white, but using quite a bit of water. What happens is that you keep doing this circular motion, and thus you get this almost gradual look of like the bright burn in the middle. I'm very happy with that. And with that is the theme and the idea behind the mint condition for the winner of the 2015 BBL, Mr. Ryan Myint. I hope you liked it, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Till next word.